Hello, everybody, and welcome to Daily Magazine Romania. Today, we have the honor to talk to Liz Mitchell, the vocalist of the famous and I don't know how to say, the amazing group Boney M. Hello, Liz, and thank you for accepting our invitation to talk to us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Even if it's only online, I can still feel the vibe of
That's really cool.
So, first of all, let me ask you, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. It's all good. I mean, considering the state of affairs in the world, with the pandemic and the suffering of the music industry this last year, I think I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
That's really great to know. And talking about the pandemic and all this the last year, how did you feel about it? What have you learned about yourself and about the music industry in these past months?
That's a good question. I think a lot of people have learned a lot about themselves, having to deal with this pandemic and the stress that it brought on, whether for the families at home, having to, to go through all that they've had to go through with their children, maybe with the lack of work or too much work, whatever the circumstance may have been, the losing of family members to this illness. There are so many areas that would have affected people and forced them into dealing with themselves in a different way. And for me, I've always been a faithful person, so I kind of delved a little bit more into my faith, into my mind. I have been trying to do some what you call house cleaning in my mind.
Mhm.
I said that to my daughter that, what the thing that young people understand is that every now and again you have to clean off your phone or clean your computer from all the stuff. Well, you got to do the same thing with your mind. You have to take some time and solve some of the problems that causes depression or sadness or whatever it may be. So I've actually spent some time dealing with myself.
Also, talking to yourself and getting this refresh, this reinstall of software.
Right. Yeah, I think we all have to do that sometime. Otherwise, we just have a lot of baggage that you don't even know what it is after a while. So you need to clean house.
Yeah, yeah, get rid of the baggage.
Yeah.
So, apart from this, what have been other sources for for your inner strength? Where did you find strength from this
I
period?
find I find strength from my faith, from from the world, from all of the powers that are around me. I I'm grateful to God every morning because I get to see the sunrise. And even if it's overcast in England, the sun is behind the clouds somewhere.
Yeah,
It's
you feel
raining.
the sun
So
within.
what was that?
You feel the sun within you, even if you don't
That's
see it.
right. So you take your strength from the positive things that surround us, and just to know that we're alive.
Mhm.
There's so many people lost their lives during this period. So every day I'm very grateful that I am one of those that still have my breath and have the privilege to see another day.
I think this is inspiring for every one of us. All young, we all, I think many people should think like this. Yeah, and on this happy side, because this happens also with the case with Boney M. I think when you say Boney M, you say happiness, you say good energy, music, things like this. How did you manage to keep up this vibe throughout the whole of your career? Because of all this time.
Wow. It's when you have a gift, um, something that has been given to you, um, you can either take care of it or not. And I think that the music of Boney M and the whole sound, the whole energy, was something that was very, very special. That was given to well, given to the world, really. Only that it came through Frank Farron, myself, and Marcia Barrett musically,
Mm.
and image-wise, it came through Bobby, Maisie, Marcia, and myself. So when I think about the fact that we were chosen, but Frank Farron, Marcia Barrett, and myself was chosen to be the deliverer of this energy, this sound, this music. I think that we need to know that it's not something you take for granted, and you're supposed to be really happy that you were chosen to do this and to give this to the people. And so when I see the audience, I am very happy. My response is based on the fact that they also received. You can be given something to give to people, but they don't receive it. But we are fortunate that the audience actually received our music. And for this reason, we celebrate. And every time we celebrate, people celebrate with us. And even now, in 2021, people are still celebrating
Yeah,
the music of Boney M. Yeah.
yeah. Personally, this is how I felt also when I've been to your show. So,
Thank you.
and this rings a bell in my head because I've been wondering. One of your most famous hits is "Rivers of Babylon," which is
Hmm.
actually a psalm from the Bible, and
Hmm.
Frank Farian took the text of the psalm and put it into music and made, I don't know, a pop anthem out of it, a disco anthem.
Yeah, this is actually not originally from Boney M. A lot of people don't really know this, but
Hmm.
the original version of it was done by the Rastafarians in
Okay.
Jamaica, Melodians, and there were other Rastafarian street groups that sang the song. It was just a Rasta chant that was done in the Caribbean, based on the fact that the Rastafarians do believe that we are the true children of Israel. And so they would chant this in the spirit of when we shall return to the promised land. Um, the idea that myself being Jamaican, of course, Marcia Barrett being Jamaican, when Frank heard the song and wondered if we could do it. When we did it, obviously, it worked. The audience, far and wide, received very strongly this energy. And I think this song was speaking not only to the religious side of people, it was speaking to the oppressed side of people, people all around the world that felt like they needed, a song
Mm-hmm.
to be able to sing their song, and not in a strange land, but in their homeland,
Yeah.
or in their home at a place where they find refuge, where they have strength. Everybody dreams about having this security. So I think the song spoke to so many people in so many different ways.
That's really true. That's really true. So, what do you think, in general, uh, what, the magic of your songs? That what is it made of? That kept people of all ages and all around the world listening to your music for, I don't know, it's 45 years.
It sounds crazy, doesn't it? um, I I think it's the recipe of love, the recipe of giving, a recipe of wanting to give. And when I think about how we came together, Frank Fair and myself and Marcia, to do these recordings,
Mhm.
with, of course, I never exclude the musicians that played on our songs. I genuinely feel or believe that we were tapped into something very, very unique, a very special energy, or a very special space in time.
Mhm.
And even today, as you say, 45 years on, people can still hear the songs, and it is as if it was just recorded in this time. Um, all the I've noticed anyway that the young people, the young generation, can enjoy our music as they enjoy the music that is being produced today. So there has to be a very special a light or flavor. I would say light, that is in the music that is keeping it connected to our souls, connected to our minds, and is feeding us. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
definitely makes
yeah,
a lot of sense because I've just seen lately there is a TikTok trend with
yes.
YouTubers doing I don't know whatever they're doing on TikTok on Rasputin.
I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah, and I was just wondering how how it appeals to all these generations because when I was a kid too, I had a cassette tape of Boney M that I've been listening to over and over. And I think I kind of felt the same.
Yes, it's definitely a light that shines in our hearts when we listen to the music and dance to the music, and it is captivating. It has captured each generation. So, for instance, I think the young generation today do not even realize that we are 40 plus years old. I think they think it's something new, that's just been recorded for them. And over the years, this is how I have felt in whenever countries I would go. People always responded as if the music was made in their country for them. So nobody ever felt strange to the music of Bonnie. They felt like it was their music. And I think that's a wonderful gift to give to the people.
It is indeed, and somehow this is the magic of Boney M.
Um,
Talking about the music industry nowadays, how do you see it evolving? What do you think it's the future of music?
Hi, that is a big question because of all of the suffering that has gone on over the last year, especially. I think you're going to see a kind of a music now that will resemble slightly closely to the Black American blues because of the pain that people have endured. Music is always an expression of what we are going through. So it may not be the blues, but there will be definitely an expression of pain, whether it comes in a humble way or an aggressive way. I mean, we've seen aggression in the music over the last 20 years. There's been a lot of aggression. And there are lots of young people out there who are not necessarily aggressive, but will want to say something in their music about what they've seen around them and what's happening around them. So I'm sure you're going to notice the music taking a different direction to
Mm-hmm.
what it is now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As an international artist, you have toured the whole world, and I'm sure you've met some of the world's most famous people. Do you have one special moment in your mind from all of your career that you'd like to share with us?
Wow. I wish I could have one because, life takes us on these journeys and we do meet a lot of wonderful people. And the expression of love is humongous wherever we go. So to find absolutely one is absolutely impossible. But I can say to you, though, that music transcends all and it feeds all, whether you are a happy or a sad person, whether you are a kind or a hateful person, music will reach you wherever you are. And for this reason, I'm grateful that we have the music because with the music, we have been able to touch lives and join hands with musicians around the world and just made a lot of people wherever we have been, wherever we've shared the stage, with whomever we've shared the stage, we have championed making people happy.
Yeah, I think this is true, and as I love to say, music is an international language. It touches everywhere.
Absolutely.
Uh, if you could write a book about your life, how would you call it?
Wow. I haven't actually given my own story a title. I have heard many people give my story titles. Some people think I should be the brown girl in the ring in a book. There's another person who's saying I am the Sunny in the book. Then there is the Rivers of Babylon idea that I am the faithful one that trusts God and could tell that side of the story. So there are so many elements and directions to how the story should be told. But I myself have not
Mm.
yet decided that the name of the book should be anything. I feel I need to see the book written and then I'll know the
Mm.
title.
Tackle for the last.
Yeah.
But anyway, as I've been hearing, it revolves again around the Boney M songs.
Yes, yes, and not only because I started in the musical Hair. That was a
Mhm.
very strong period of forming me to who I am today. Some of the experiences I had, and then I was with the Les Humphrey Singers, which was a fairly big gospel choir that circled the world with the music, the gospel songs that we sang, and that also helped me a lot to grow into the person that I have become today. So Boney M is like the next level on the ladder
Mhm.
of this life. And I really don't know if there is another step to the ladder other than the charities that I have been working on or working with, Sanctuary of Praise slash Liz Mitchell Let It Be Foundation.
Mhm.
I do not know where that will go and how that will end. Bring my story to what level it will bring my story to, but all of these things have come together to to make a tale,
Yeah,
to
so
tell a story. Yeah,
the tale is going on, and only time will show what will happen.
yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
So, as for the story, can you tell me if the story as you see it now, is it how you have been imagining it, at, in, back, I don't know, before you started your career? Is it the same? Is it how you wanted it to be?
I don't know of, there are people who absolutely have their lives planned out and will say to you that they did it exactly that way.
Mhm.
And I suppose, and they're really proud of themselves for their journey. And then there are people who have the dreams and visions and have worked hard and didn't arrive at where they wanted to be in life. And sometimes they're a little depressed because it didn't happen the way they wanted it to. And for me, it's that I am like in the middle of those. I'm not the positive person who knew exactly where they were going, and I'm not the negative person who wanted to go and did it. I'm the person that sort of followed a path, a life's path, and I have been prepared, I think, in my mind to take whatever came my way. So, to be honest with you, I think that I did not know that I was going to be a successful singer. Um, and if I look at myself, if I look back at some of the footage from when I started, I can see that I was just an innocent person in the midst of a movement, and I moved along with the movement, and I didn't argue much with life. Um, I did pray a lot when things didn't go the way I wanted it to or the way I needed it to, because there's certain things in life that we all need. Everybody needs to have a roof over their head, and everybody needs to be able to have a meal, you know. So the basic things were the things that I always sort of wanted. I was not the young singer that wanted to be a superstar that everybody is worshiping and bowing down to. That was not my. I didn't dream about that.
But
I enjoyed singing. I will tell you that though. I loved singing.
I
So I'm glad I was able to do that.
yeah. And coming back to today, tell me something about your latest project on music. Do you have something new coming on? What are your plans for the future?
Wow. I have a lot of dreams, things that have not yet been fulfilled. So we will see how it goes in time. I have learned that the worst thing you can do to destiny is to tell destiny what to do. You have to allow destiny to work with you. So, in all of the opportunities that lie before me, I will gently approach it with faith and trust that whatever it is that I'm supposed to do in the near future will come to pass. Um, Everybody had plans during the year of COVID, and where did their plans go? It went up in smoke. So I think we need to understand that we cannot take life for granted, and we just have to be very careful how we tread. Be kind to one another, love one another, share with one another, comfort one another, and just take life in its stride.
Wow, that has been, even for me right now that I'm sinking it in, has been really inspiring. I mean, it's this message I'm gonna go out there and live with.
Thank you.
I also
Well, it's
need
a
to hear that from you. Because I think in this time many people are going searching out for something, not being
Mhm,
happy with what they are given.
yeah,
That gets a lot of frustration.
yeah. And frustration only frustrates the person. If you're frustrated, then you're more frustrated. And until you can change your situation, you will stay frustrated. And frustration breeds frustration, and it just becomes a big old
It goes
no satisfaction.
it goes like a snowball of
Yeah.
frustration. Yeah. Yeah. So I know that if everything goes well, you are about to come to Romania again for a couple of shows.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So what is from before the pandemic? What is the best memory that you have with Romania, and what you like the most in our country?
Wow. There's a lot of things I like about Romania. The energy of the people. I just love the whole atmosphere. There's a free spirit that is in Romania. That probably is, it's just freer than anywhere else, probably. You know, there's also an openness. And we have been to Romania, as you know, several times to do shows. And the last show, the show that didn't happen, and we never did another show since, was actually in Romania.
Yeah,
So,
I remember that. I remember that.
so that's the beginning of our COVID-19, was in Romania.
It
We
was
couldn't,
8th of March or something like that.
yes,
You
we
should
couldn't fulfill it.
on stage, and the government said no more events starting today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that Romania goes down in the Boney M history, or the Liz Mitchell history book. That's where the show was. That didn't happen.
But maybe who knows? This is where the show will actually start again.
And maybe absolutely, this is what will open the whole doors again
Yes.
for us all to start moving.
Hopefully this will happen. This will happen soon, because I think on my side we need music. We need
I hope so.
music a lot. So if you could send a message to the new generation of musicians, of artists, what would this message be?
Wow. I always believe that musicians are special people. We are the, the farmer grows the tomatoes and the onions and everything that we put in our food, and provide for our bodies.
Hmm.
But I think every musician must know or should know that they are the engine for the souls of men. So if they know the responsibility they have, wow, then they would be so focused on making sure that whatever food they prepare for the soul is going to only do the soul good. So that's my message to the musicians out there. Think about your responsibility to the soul of man.
That's noted. Thank you for that. So, how would you describe at the moment the Boney M universe? How do you
Wow.
see it? Because
The Birdium universe. I don't know. I've never thought of that there could be a Bonium universe.
I think picking up all the songs from all this time, I think that's kind of universe that's been created.
Yeah, the Bonium world. Okay. Well,
Hmm.
there are people who definitely belong to this world that have found peace, joy, freedom, happiness. I have heard many good stories from people across the world, um, who testify that our music have seen them through dark times, when they thought they wouldn't be able to overcome whatever was happening to them. The music, our music, took them out of their troubles. I have heard that people have been in dire straight situation where they're about to die, or and the music has come to their minds and kept them going. You know, I've heard the stories of the weddings and of the sick parents and the sharing and the farmer who uses the music to grow their vegetables. I mean, I
That's
have heard
actually really interesting.
I
If
have heard many stories,
they have
which and they all belong to the Bonium world, I suppose, the Bonium universe.
That's really interesting to hear.
Uh, yeah, there are some crazy stories out there. I mean, that is something we could probably focus on doing later on, doing a book based on what people have used about the music of Bonium for. The Bonium universe. You put that idea in my head now.
So, I can't wait to see it growing.
I hope so. Oh.
Yeah. So I think it's time we're coming to close to the end.
Mhm.
And I would like you to share a message to all of our viewers that will be watching this video.
Mhm. Right. To everybody who's watching the video. Well, hi everyone. I'm Liz Mitchell, and you know me. The singer on Rivers of Babylon, Sunny, Brown Girl in the Ring, etc., etc. Mary's Boy Child, etc., etc. And I would like to say to you that I am truly grateful for the support, the continued support of our music over the years. Never did I think for a moment that when I joined with Frank Farian to sing the song Sunny or Rivers of Babylon or any of the other songs that I sang for Boney M, that today, 40 plus years later, I would be asked to say hi to you guys. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it very, very much. God bless you. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Actually, I'm thankful that I could have this time with you. It's been a very inspiring time for me also. Uh, you know, we've been wanting this interview before the pandemic, but I'm grateful that it happened now, and I think things don't come, as you said, when you want them, but when you need them.
Yes, that's true. And I trust that everyone who's listening to you will receive everything you have to offer them, because you're obviously hardworking. And congratulations to you.
Thank you. We all thank you. And thank you for being with us. And really, from my side, I hope that we can meet face to face soon enough in one of the Boney M shows. Hope
Fingers crossed.
and the energy will be back.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you once again for being with us, and
My pleasure.
take care of you and keep good health.
You take care of you and you keep good health. And thanks again.
Thank you too. Take care.
Bye bye now.
Bye.
Bye bye.